Are you gonna drive up on me, or are you just gonna drive? Dang. La dee 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 doo dee dee doo doo. Dee dee doo 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 doo. I guess y'all been tired of seeing me today. This is what, the third live stream. All right, I'm gonna talk all the way I get till I get home. Wish this person could move up so I can get in. Hey, the analyzer. All right. I don't know. It doesn't show how many people's following. So okay, I guess I keep talking until people get on. When do you know when it's time to quit the gig economy jobs? For me, you know when it's time to quit the gig economy jobs is when you just don't feel like doing it anymore. Even though it's flexible, you can work when you want to, but when you don't even feel like even expending out energy, time, and even though it may be easy, all you're doing is picking up food, dropping it off, when it's time is when you're like saying, bump this. I'd rather work at McDonald's or grocery store or something else. It's time. It is time to leave these gig economy jobs alone when I start talking about marching down to the nearest supermarket, and saying I'd rather take a job working at a supermarket. That's when it's time to move. It's time to go. It's time to um, lay down these gig jobs. Another thing when when it's time to move on from a company is when they are disrespectful. Is when you go into an office and you telling them that this happened, this creating this problem, and problems are arising from the company, and they don't want to acknowledge that they did something wrong, and they tell you you're a liar in your face and your integrity is compromised. It's time to move on. So I'm not going to sit here and make a company millions and billions of dollars to use me, to call me a liar when you know that they're trying to trick you into picking up food. I'm talking about Grubhub. That's when you know it's time. It's time to like, you know what? I don't need all that. I don't need all the BS. That's when you know it's time to go. That's when you know it is time to move on from a gig, whether it be all of them, whether it be one particular one. It gets to a point where, you know what? You can take your contract and shove it up your ass. We put cash on the side for your skills. Exactly. They want to think that you don't have no skills, and they act like, and they try to act like they try to treat you like you damn employee. That's the thing that kills me. Another thing when you know it's time to move on is when there's drastic changes. When Grubhub went through its last drastic change, when they took away iWorkforce, where you just schedule yourself several hours at one time, I've been almost doing it for 2 years. It's approaching almost 2 years this summer. This summer, somewhere around June, July or so, it'll be 2 years. And in 2 years, I've seen that I'm not making more money, and as the years go by, I'm making less. A year and a half ago, when Uber Eats came to Atlanta and they started launching Uber Eats, because you know Uber Eats ain't been around a long time. You know that. Uber Eats only been around for about um um maybe 2 years. Maybe they're getting at 2 years. Uber Eats has only been in Atlanta for a year and a half, maybe 2 years, coming up at the end of the summer. That was it. And I remember when I did Uber Eats, I used to go into the Uber Eats, and you would see a whole lot of people for all these different food apps. The restaurants couldn't keep up because there would be like literally 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people picking up food for different platforms. It was so busy. All right, don't y'all know how to yield? You see the ambulance driving and people still driving. You know, where the cops at when you need them? So they give each one of them people a ticket and take 25 points off their driving license. You gonna keep driving? That is so. Ooh, they drive me crazy. People do stupid stuff. You're supposed to yield, stop, move to the side. They still driving and you see the ambulance. You know, I'm like, it's not like they were getting out the way. They would just keep driving like it ain't nothing. What driver? Who gave them a driver's license? Shoot, that's like one of the main things. That's the first thing you learn. Emergency vehicles, ambulance, and police sirens. You yield and get the hell out the way. You don't just keep on driving. But anyway, I digress with that. So when Uber Eats and Grubhub and all these companies started 2 years ago, now Grubhub ain't never changed their pay. They always paid $3. They always been at $3. They always been at 50 cents a mile. They ain't never gave an increase in all this time I've been with it. Doing Grubhub. They never went up in their rate like they did in some cities I heard, but in Atlanta they never gave the extra $2 or extra dollar as a regular pay. They stayed the same. The only time they may have given an extra dollar or an extra increase or whatever the case may be was during the Christmas holiday, where they said, "Oh, you get an extra dollar if you drive for these month of December," and that was it. That was it. And then now, like I said earlier, about the $150 if you do 60 deliveries and 40 and 60 hours. No, what was it? 60 hours or 60 blocks, 90% acceptance rate, and you do 60 deliveries or something. It wasn't. I don't think it was 60 for 60. I don't know. I don't care. So that's when you know it's time to move on. If you work these gig jobs and you're not seeing your pay increase by 10%, meaning that if your bottom line you have not made more money, oh, right there, roads. Oh, I'm so glad they're gonna. I hope those dang rolling trucks is there to pave the street. You ass. Anyway, hey David. So if you work a gig job and say you're doing it for 2 years and your money's going low, they're not paying. I don't want to. Ooh, no, it's too much for me to say what happened today, David. I quit. I emailed driver support in Atlanta, so he could kiss my butt basically, and told them to terminate my contract. I'm not. You have to go back on. Matter of fact, you're gonna have to replay the last 2 videos that I made today live stream. I was hot. Trust me. They have a bump. They basically. I went to the local office. I had taped the issue, the situation, and they were trying to be dismissive and rude. I know you're recording this conversation. I know you're recording, and it was real nasty and rude. They were trying to tell me. They were trying to tell me, yep, Grubhub. You would have to go back. You would have to go back and replay the other videos. I don't want to rehash it because basically they had a bonus this week, and for the last 2 days they've been trying to screw me up by obviously dollars. And for the last 2 days I've been doing Grubhub. They've been giving me an order. I accepted it, and then I'm driving to the restaurant and it's taken away, and then it comes back and they're gonna try to tell me. One instance they're trying to tell me it's impossible. There's no way that happened. And I'm sitting here telling you I was unavailable. You gave me an order. I didn't have a block, and then they're messing up the acceptance rate. So at the end of the week, when it's time to give the bonus, they're trying to run some scam. I basically told them they was running a scam, and I said that they've been short with drivers doing Grubhub in Atlanta. So they're trying to run this scam by giving this carrot. Oh, if y'all do so many rides this week with 90% acceptance rate, and you do these number of hours, you get a bonus. And then for the last 2 days, I've been doing driving around with Grubhub, and I said, you know what? The only way you can get 90% is if you don't accept one order, or if y'all mess up one order, is that you got to take 9 out of 10. And I said, that's what they're trying to do. They have it all figured out. In order for them to get this bonus, we're going to play with them. And I called them out on this. And I went to the local office directly, and then he's trying to be dismissive. He just had to go back and look at the video. I didn't curse. I sure had a whole lot of things to say on the YouTube and said, I'm going to know other situations and about you recording the video. Go ahead. Go ahead. They could do whatever. And that they could try to get the video blocked. So you know what they're gonna try to do. Oh, we're gonna contact YouTube for this person violated this and that or whatever. Whatever. I will post it on every social media that you could think of. Enough people will read it, enough people will see the tweets and everything else. Hey Vicky, you back. Expose Grubhub for what it is and see. So that's exactly what they are, lying thieves. So another thing, when it's time to move, so like I was saying, if you do, sorry, thank you, David. Figure you missed it again. You ain't missed nothing. You missed the same old venting that I've been doing for the last 3 videos about Grubhub, and I was catching David up about the situation So, and I'm just sitting here reflecting on when did you know when it's time to quit these gig jobs. And I'm sitting back reflecting that it's time for me to quit these gig jobs when I don't feel like doing them anymore. Even though this is my only source of income for now, I know it's time for me to move on when I talk about going down to the nearest supermarket and putting in an application and say I'd rather work at a supermarket. Now I did go to Aldi's today and apply and put my application in because they do have excellent benefits and excellent opportunities. I'm tired of for $12 an hour, and all I could do is just scan some groceries and put up some groceries and do whatever. I'd rather do that and get benefits than to keep doing this. I mean, I know it's good for extra side money and extra side hustle, but I'm getting real tired doing this full time. I'm getting tired of trying, and I have put it this way, I haven't put in no 60, 70, 80 hours. I know some people, like Cal earlier, he said I do 90 hours or some crazy thing. I can't do that. I don't have any children either. I'm not married. I have the freedom in the world to do Uber Eats, Grubhub all day, every day, all day long. But my thing was having people, you know what? Panera, you kiss my ass because I'm sitting here doing 12 deliveries with Panera, and then you getting people, and you walk out at the end of the day on a lunch hour break with 20 something dollars or something crazy. And then you having people that want to talk to you or treat you any old kind of way. See, I'm too old for that. I'm too old to be spoken to. I'm not a teenager. I'm not 12, 15, 16, 17 years old. And even when I was younger, I would leave a job in a heartbeat. I could not have no one disrespect me in any sort of way. I've never been desperate to the point where I'm like, oh, yes, boss. Yes, boss. And, and there's some black folks in Atlanta. They do that. They'll cool their way to a job. And they be like, yes, boss. No, hell fucking no. And then some of these customers, the other day someone would tell me, I went to a restaurant and I said, customer placed an order and they was like, we don't have internet. Can you call your boss and tell them that? I know, I said boss. I said Grubhub is not my boss. They're an independent contractor. They're not my boss. They look at me, these white folks up there that restaurant I was telling y'all about when I went to on Sunday. And they were like, say the owner comes out. I'm the owner, and this, and you. No, I'm the owner. So what? Showing me the app. Don't show me the damn app. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I know I'm supposed to pick up an order, and if y'all don't have it, then y'all need to figure that out with Grubhub. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Can you call your boss? I mean, they really think that we're employees, even though technically we are treated as if we're employees. But some of these restaurants, they act like you an employee, and they've been getting real nasty lately. I go to restaurants, they hand in the door, you hand them in the bag. If it's somebody, you ain't gonna just hand me the bag in all kind of crazy way, because it ain't my food. So I still gonna get paid regardless of how you wish to treat me or give me the item of food. It's the customer that's gonna complain about your restaurant, and then they may not order from you again. So I don't even know what's that coming from. Where is that coming from? It's amazing. These restaurants think that you are an employee. I got Grubhub on you. Why call Grubhub? Shit. Why you call them? You tell them to give some more money. Maybe some drivers could come and get the food on time. That's why they're having all these problems. Dangling a carrot, thinking I'm gonna be a fool. I'm gonna be real stupid. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna aim for that 60 deliveries. I'm gonna drive 70 hours this week. Can't fucking know. I mean, it sounded good when I started thinking about it and reasoning behind it. And I said, you know what? Grubhub's gonna run it again. And I know for a fact that when it happened it actually happened 3 days in a row. Sunday, it didn't count because the promotion thing started yesterday on Monday. All right, people, you want to fucking get the hell out the way. So I knew there's running some trickery. How you gonna sit here and tell me that it's impossible to get an order when you are unavailable? Like I'm fucking blind. Like I can't read my own phone. It ain't gonna sit there in the office, you know. I know you recording it. Fuck you. Again, fuck you, Matthew. And I sent him an email, not before I left Whole Foods. And I told him, I said, you know what, terminate my contract. Terminate it. I don't even care. And I'm going home. I didn't do Uber Eats today or nothing. I'm just gonna take me a little break. I'm gonna go home, look at my little plants, possibly see if I can get one of my neighbors, if I could borrow somebody's lawnmower and mow that grass that's been growing and cleaning up my house for the spring. I've been neglecting my house duties. And that's it. And work on my resume. That's it. And then tomorrow, I'll just go ahead and start all over again. And I'm going to do Uber Eats tomorrow. I still got Ziffy in the app. I could do Ziffy. I could do Grubhub. Not Grubhub. Hell no. I could do Ziffy. I could do Amazon. I could do Uber Eats, Deliv, because I know Deliv may send me to do some tasks tomorrow. If they don't send it tomorrow, they're going to send it sometime this week, because I had one today, and I turned it down because I was like, no, I don't want to cancel my block for Grubhub for 2 hours. I should have did the Deliv and said, you know what, here you go. Cancel. I'll do Deliv. But that's all right. That is all right. And I have my interview tomorrow with a company on Thursday. And that's it. And luckily I went to the same building that I had to deliver some food to, and I bumped into, and I said, oh, this is the company where I'll be going to on Thursday for the interview. And I got off the wrong floor, and as I was looking, I saw they had a sign that had interviews conducted here. So I said, okay, so at least I know where I need to go to on Thursday. And then I bumped into one of the people who was getting off the elevator, and she asked me, what position are you applying for? And I didn't get to talking because I had to get off the elevator, so I didn't really get the big scoop. But I don't know. I've been hearing a lot of bad things about this company, and they have a high turnover rate. But I said, you know what? I don't know the reason why, what's going on. All I know is they say you have to have flexible hours, meaning that you have to be real flexible in your hours in terms of from 8 a.m. till midnight. So they're an international company, and this is a company that was based in India. So I'm wondering that people probably can't handle certain cultures, because sometimes people from India, they're not direct, but sometimes some people, if you look, sometimes they may treat you a certain kind of ways, and some people may be offended. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that when I deliver to Indian people, sometimes they could be a little kind of whatever, but I said, here you go, thank you, have a good day, and move on, and keep it moving. That's how I handle it. That's exactly how I handle it. But at the same time, I think that they also were saying that they were overtime, so I guess a lot of people, I'm going to find out. I'll let y'all know. I ain't going to tell y'all what the company is or nothing like that. So I'll let y'all know how that goes. But I'm just starting. I'm just starting to redo my resume over. I'll probably need to hire a professional resume writer and move on to something else. I can't, I can't do it. I don't want to do no delivery job. I don't want to be no delivery person. You know, I don't want to do that. Now, once I find me a regular job, yeah, I'll do this as a little side hustle. You know, a little pocket change. But that is exactly what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a little hustle job. But this full time, doing this full time is for the birds. I can't do this. I know a lot of people do it full time, that they do it full time, and that's the only source of income, and they work hard. But you got to think about it. Think about it. What other desires are you foregoing or putting to the wayside because you're spending 60, 70, 80 hours just to drive to make money? What time? How many hours are you putting in to making somebody else rich? You're not gonna get rich doing it. I knew that from day one. I knew that all the time. I knew the people telling me, "Oh, you're gonna put a lot of miles in your gas on your car, blah blah blah. You're gonna do all this, and it's what about gas? And you only make a minimum wage." I know that. I don't, it's not a genius to know that. It don't take a genius to know that these jobs pay by the time you factor in all the other, um, when you factor in wear, tear, brakes, and everything else, that you're not going to make money. That's not it. It should only be a temporary situation. It should be only a temporary situation. But the longer, and I think that a lot of these companies, they know it. They trying to, trust me, every occupation you could think of, they probably going to try to make it people independent contractors if they can. And they kind of doing that. They don't want to pay teachers salaries adequately enough. They pay so low because of the income base of the taxes that they pay, and teachers are not making money. People are leaving professions. Some people are, um, some people are doing Uber and all these other things, Lyft, just to make a little side hustle. But how many people gonna really be able to withhold to do that? If I had a job paying 55, 60,000, okay, why are you next to somebody else's mailbox? Make sure they might be stealing. And why are you in your drawers? Put the garage door down. I'm driving up to in my subdivision, so I got the garage up. And this black man in his drawers, all up in the garage. I'm like, really? Not like he's in shorts doing exercise. He was in his skimmies, underwear, with the garage door wide open. So, to me, it's like, I know, I don't know. I'm curious. A lot of people who got a full time job and they doing Uber and things like that, how long you think you're gonna really keep doing that? I mean, seriously. I can understand signing up for multiple apps, you know, and you say, okay, I'm gonna do this app, I'm gonna do this app this day or whatever. But some people they choose based on um, what they feel that is more flexible for them. Like for instance, some people I've been watching videos. They work a full time job and then they say they're gonna do Instacart. They'll do Instacart for a couple of months, and just like I've always said, once you get past your 20 delivery guarantee, then after that, that's when they want to play the little BS games with the tips, with the pay, and everything else. And then it's like people are like, they playing too much. It's time for me to move on and do another thing. Let me do ship. The people jump on ship. They're gonna do ship for a while. Then when when they start showing that they're going to pay you only $5, and you driving 40 miles, 50 miles for $5, then you're going to say, this ain't worth it. Then that will be another, that's going to move on. Then people's going to jump on the bandwagon, and they're going to do DoorDash, because everybody's going to make videos, and everybody say, ooh, DoorDash. Let me tell you what I'm making with DoorDash. Doing good with DoorDash. And then when DoorDash go with their trickery, because a lot of people don't realize those $10, $15 that you see and they pay out, but you never see how it's being tipped, who's tipping. Someone made a good video today that talked about how DoorDash is playing the little game with people. They're gonna give portions based on the trip and the length, and they're gonna try to balance it out. But somehow or another, they never show or explain how people get paid with DoorDash. At least when I did DoorDash 2 years ago, at least I knew straight up off the bat it was $5 for delivery plus the tips. So I said, ooh, if I do 20 deliveries, that's $100 plus whatever tips. They broke it down before. Now, they'll show you what you're going to get for that trip, but you don't know how far you're going. You don't know what's being subsidized, what's being subsidized, what's not being subsidized, and people do it for a while. Then they want to play the games with your numbers. Then they want to play games with your money. And then it's going to be the same thing like the rest of them. They're going to average between $10 an hour, and then they're going to tell people, well, you could go ahead and you could do, if you get an acceptance rate of 90-something%, and they see that you drive a lot, then they'll be say, okay, well, go ahead and we'll give you a couple catering orders. You may get, and you don't get catering orders all day. You may get, a couple catering orders a week, and they pay you $30, and you're saying, oh, boy, I'm getting $25, $30. But how much food are you putting in your car? You do a catering order. It's because I know for a fact, when I was working at Panera, and they had those catering orders, the catering coordinator, they used to have a person come in that worked at a company. I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was DoorDash or some other catering company that contracted with Panera Bread to send the drivers to pick up the food. I don't know what it was. I don't know who it was. And I should have asked them who was the company they worked for. But I didn't, at the time I was working, and I didn't want to infringe on the guy and ask him, but I should have asked him out of curiosity. I don't think it was DoorDash. It couldn't have been. I doubt it. I doubt it was DoorDash. So those catering orders could be $400-$500, and then they have a driver pick it up, and then they wanted $30. People made that look. See, don't fall for the foolishness. People are so accustomed to getting $8, $9, $10, $12, $14 in tips. When they get a $30 order for one, for a catering order, and I'm talking about for DoorDash, that seems good. It's like, oh boy, I got $30 on this one. See, we get accustomed to getting paid so low that when you do get something, $30 or something, you thinking it's good. Man, it's good if it was a regular delivery. Like when I did all these other apps and I was doing all these other orders, I was getting $30 tips, and and it wasn't always Grubhub. I was getting some good tips. But see, how often does that occur? How often does that happen? How often does that happen? who picks up $400 worth of food and then they give you um $15, $30? That's not even 15%. I mean, that's crazy. It seems good, and they be like, well, it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. You know what? At some point or another, you're gonna have to you gotta have to decide, because the more and more that these companies think they could start operating these billion-dollar companies and making millions and millions of dollars, the more they're gonna be able to pay you what they think they want to pay you to keep most of the money, because it's not regulated. Nobody's passing any laws. Ain't nobody addressing the improper misclassification based on the IRS code, and I pulled it up. I pulled it up and I read it, and it clearly had um, explained about independent contractors and employees, and trust and believe. When I read it, and I read it a few weeks ago, I said, you know what? This is bullshit. And nobody is not giving a damn about what the rule says. Some of y'all may say, well, you can work when you want to work, and you get a whole bunch of write-offs and this and that or whatever. I'm so sick and tired of people being bamboozled about that. You get to write off the expenses, but that's after you pay your estimated taxes. That's after you pay your state. You're still required to pay quarterly estimated taxes. The Schedule C and all that other stuff doesn't come into play until after in the 17th. You still have to pay your taxes quarterly, not set the money aside and you hope. A lot of y'all, darn well ain't nobody setting no money aside to pay no quarterly estimated tax. And if they are doing it, I'm hearing too many videos. People, I'll do it at the end of the year. You ain't paying nothing at the end of the year. All y'all doing, and I'm not even talking about the full-time people who do it, because you still pay estimated taxes even if you work a regular job, unless you know how to properly adjust your withholdings and get extra things taken out of your regular withholdings through your job, and you hope and pray that it was done correctly. Because if it's not, when you get your return, all you see is, oh well, I'm getting back some money. The tax preparer tell me I'm getting, I get to write off all this stuff and all of these deductions. Let me tell you something. Just because you think you submitted something and you wrote off a whole bunch of deductions and itemized deductions, that doesn't mean that at the end of the day, when the tax season is over, the IRS is going to start asking for you to show proof of those deductions. You can't keep deducting this stuff year after year after year. And that's being a 1099 independent contractor. They're not going to continue to deduct. You made $20,000 and you're going to think you're going to deduct all of that money. I don't care how many. I don't care if you put 1 million miles 1 million miles on the car. And I'm just exaggerating with that. They're not gonna continue to keep. You're not gonna continue to keep on doing it. And if you think that they're not gonna change, if you think that overhaul tax law changes that's gonna take effect next year is the end of it, it is baby. Let me tell you, it is way more changes that's going to occur when they finish collecting that data of how many people were 1099, how many people were Uber drivers, how many people worked for Lyft, how many people was DoorDash and Amazon and all and all that rest. And when they start seeing the numbers, the reason why they ask for the occupation on the tax return is because they keep a data. They're keeping data, and they're keeping that information for the simple fact that they determine policies based on the figures. That is what they're going to be doing. That is what's going to happen. As this economy changes from these 1099 gig economy jobs, two things are going to happen. One, they either going to side with these companies that's getting all these billions and billions of dollars, and you already know how Trump tried to mess with Amazon, but people are like, oh no, don't mess with Amazon. Oh no, we ain't going to mess with them. So he's not going to mess with Amazon for now. They're not going to change anything in regards to the companies and how they run the business. Y'all want to see some of my flowers? Look at this. Oh, I see it's starting to, why am my leaf looking sad? Oh, hopefully this one is, who the hell put this on the door? Sabrina McKenzie, State Senate, number 41. This is a Hacienda, pink Hacienda. I think I'm pronouncing that right. This one is tulips. Please don't let it die. These two things here is, I can't remember what it is. It's like a big old green plant. Hopefully it grows. I just put it in these pots yesterday. They just dry as a bone. Ow. Oh, you seen it, Fiord? That's exactly what I mean. Bogus companies. They're so bogus, let me tell you. You ain't gonna treat. See, you can't allow the people. Oh, they did. Oh, they terminate me. I quit. I sent them a good old email and told him that you're a liar and a thief. And I'm not playing no games. They had terminated my contract over a year ago, and then they reinstated me back again. But this time I said, you know what? I quit. I'm not gonna play these games. I'm not playing these games with them. I'm not gonna play it. I'm not the one. See, this is the other pot that was in the box. I have put, these are the two things I'm trying to grow. That was the two little pots you saw with the white stem. That was that. That's what that was. I hope it comes out good, because it's easy to grow. And if that thing does not grow and look like that, I'm going to be highly disappointed. So thirsty. My goal was to drink a gallon of water today. I'm going to drink some of this bubbly mineral water. Yep. I'm not dealing with that. That's, I mean, I could truly see if that it was something that's okay. I'm gonna cancel this and I'm not gonna do it, but you're gonna say, okay, if you want this bonus, we're gonna play with you. We're gonna manipulate the system, and then if you want 90%, you're gonna take 2 more orders. You know, they have it all figured out. They have it all figured out, and they know it too. And watch, I'm tell you, there will be a whole bunch of people on a Facebook group that's going to be, there will be a whole bunch of people in the Facebook group. They're going to be pissed because 2 things they're going to do. They're going to say, well, you didn't pick up 40 deliveries for the week, and you didn't do X number of blocks for the week, or your rating was 88.9%, so you don't qualify. You know, and they're gonna probably do it to the point where they're gonna have it planned to only give it to a certain number of people, and they know it too, because if you do Grubhub as a part-time gig and you have another job, you're not going to be able to get the number of blocks to do it. See, that's the thing. You have to have 40 blocks or 60 blocks, not, and let me tell you, some people are going to mess up. This is where they're going to mess up at. Well, I did X number of deliveries, but they're going to say, no, you only worked 30-something scheduled hours, and they're going to, I'm telling you, and then they got the nerve, and this is the thing that kills me. When you read the terms and conditions at the bottom, it says they have the right to discontinue this anytime they want. So that means they could come back and don't pay you, and it's clearly right there. They're gonna do it. And that's exactly what they're gonna do, because their objective is for them to keep drivers on the road to do deliveries. And if they could get those number of people to pick up the food, people may not be able to get the bonus because they're going to factor it in that it's not going to happen. There may be a couple people who may be able to do it, but I doubt it. If you don't have this number of hours scheduled this week, you will not get it. You ain't going to get it. You're not going to get it. And they did that on purpose. See, a couple people may get some. They may get it. But it ain't going to happen.
Okay, what just happened? I don't know. Between you playing chess like Bobby Fischer and having me say when you in the spot, I'm guessing someone went back in time and stuff about it.
Look at this. They got the nerve talking about I came into the office. Misconduct. You know what? Fuck you. That's what y'all could do. I'm all sweating and hot. Look at my face. Looking all sweaty. Shoot. You know, I said you could end my. I said I already ended my. I already questioned my contract.
I'm ready to shake things up a bit. You're right. I should embrace the chaos. Great. What are you gonna do first? I don't know. I could do anything. All bets are off.
Hold on for a second.
I got it. I'm gonna put on my Tuesday pajamas tonight. I gotta tell you, I'm a little worried about it.
If I were you, I'd be worried that a girl who's never played chess in her life just kicked your ass.
We did overnight survival training in the wilderness. Big fun, big fun.
They're gonna send me an email.
Fresh up for you, but I blacked out a little on the
Hey, it's all about. Your account is under review to be investigated, saying that you for misconduct. Man, fuck you. You know that's why I took the video. That's why I took the video and recorded so they could hear it.
No, I slept in a hole I dug in the ground.
So what about that?
And at some point during the night, an armadillo
Misconduct warning. Man, please.
and spooned me.
Poor baby.
But I did it. I survived. I wasn't sure I was going to when the sandstorm hit. Just hold my turtleneck up over my head and
Yep, already got my interview. So I ain't sitting here I am not bothering this crap.
my own neck sweat. I found that one old part of the human spirit that just wants to keep on living, no matter what the cost.
You're so brave. I'm proud of you.
That's just crazy, you know.
It was so small. Beautiful.
Okay. There's some other company called Chime, Chime. It's supposed to be something similar to Daily Pay, but you're supposed to be able to do direct deposit with no fees. So I'll be changing this. Who's on here? Uberman Tampa, Rideshare, something. You know, I'm not doing all this delete Uber, delete Grubhub, delete this, delete that. You know, the way to combat that is just simply say, you know what? I got other options. Work someone else until they act up, and then move on to another thing.
Don't let this be Shelby playing bongos. Please don't let this be Shelby playing bongos.
Now, why this company keeps sending me this dang email? You're invited to a Sitel Work at Home virtual event April 3rd to the 4th. Nope. Some virtual job fair taking calls from home for several companies. I tried to apply and go through them. I'm like, all these companies, and then this company, you know, They had a virtual job fair online. Nope, nope, nope. Hmm. I'm gonna be doing. Let me see. Yep, I'm gonna do Uber Eats. See, that's why I kept my rate is 100% with Uber Eats. And to be honest with you, you you could really make about the same thing. You really can.
Sheldon, this craziness has gone on long enough. Please come home so I can cut your hair.
Hmm.
You're not trained, you're not licensed. Most important, you don't have access to my haircut records.
All right. Honey, look, we've known each other for a long time now, right? I've taken you to Disneyland.
See, when you know your worth, you don't have to plead and beg and explain nothing to anybody. Let me tell you why I said that. Like pay to drive. Every time he makes a little error, or not even an error, he seems to be one of those people who were like, "Oh, I spoke to my traffic specialist and I explained to him that I woke up late and I didn't want to be um penalized and this and that." I'm like, "It ain't that serious, dude. You ain't owe no explanation to nobody. If you overslept, you overslept. If you miss your block, you miss your block. Grubhub could care less about it. A couple of his videos I watched, he was always one of those, um, oh, I hope I don't get in trouble. The customer wasn't there, and I waited for them, and I tried to explain. It ain't that serious, dude. It ain't that serious. You know, I'm not gonna inconvenience. You notice that, Miss G? He when he does Grubhub, he was like, oh my God, oh, this happened. Oh, I contact driver specialists and I let them know that they could care less. They could care two rabbits butts about what you didn't do and this and that. It ain't no damn job. It ain't. It's not. You know, I already knew. I said I was already getting tired. Sunday, restaurants were closed, and I'm calling, and then you calling Grubhub, and it was like it's a 20-minute wait on the phone. You can't even get nobody. Exactly. When you too dependent on a company to the point where um you need a job, you accept the foolishness, you accept the foolery. You'll fall for anything, and that's what they want you to do. They want you to fall for any kind of bull crap, and thinking, oh, you must have did something. Oh, you did something. There's no way that could have happened. You know, really, I'm stupid, right? There's no way. No, that didn't happen. No, your phone must have um been on. I know how the iPhone works. Don't patronize me because I'll kick you straight in the fucking teeth if I could. And you know what? People glad I reverted, that I didn't go back to my ways, because when I was very young, I ain't talking about adult young. I was ooh, when I was going to school, and I feel that people were trying to treat me kind of crazy or stupid. I punched them dead in the face. I literally like do something. And I never got suspended, never got in trouble because I was so quiet. And people be pushing you, pushing you, pushing you. And then when you stand up for yourself, well, in this case, of course, harmful violence is not a cure of things. But if you push me, don't think that I'm just gonna be back crying. Oh, he did this to me. Oh, he did. I will punch you dead in your face, and then I'm gonna sit there and say, oh, this person provoked it and did this to me, and that's it. See, I'm not gonna be bullied. I'm not gonna be, you know, harassed or being spoke to in no kind of way. Now, I don't handle my situations on a physical confrontation, but I'm going to assure you, you're going to kiss my ass. You're going to kiss my butt, and I'm going to tell you about it. You know? I don't even want to go back. But I'm gonna hit up in this damn pocket and expose them for what they are. You know? Just like Instacart. Instacart, they another one. Trying to do that bull crap, bullshit stuff. And they the same way too. They the same way. You call over there, it'll be that right white privileged people who thinking that, well, they need a job, so you're gonna be a slave to to Uber and Lyft and all these ride sharing gigs. You know, and the fact that they know that they could always have a whole new crop of people waiting to do it. Now, I'm not knocking nobody's intentions. I'm not knocking nobody's um why they choose to work for certain things or they need to make a little bit of money. But don't let what is it on don't let the money make you, you make the money. You know? Don't subject yourself that it's like, oh, I need them. No, you don't. They don't. A company don't need you. You don't need the company. They need you. You're gonna work on the terms that's gonna be making sense to you. Now I know a lot of people may be in predicaments where they may not be able to go to they may not be able to find another job. I haven't found another job yet because me, I have this thing about, oh no, I'm not taking nothing lower than this, that, whatever. I could have found another job. I could have found another job. I could find something, you know. I could find something else. But what happened? I let these I let this time of, oh man, I need to do 60 hours a week. And then it's like by the time I do all that, by the time I um by the time I do all that driving and spending morning all the way to the evening time on these gigs, and I was going at it hard when I first started. I was going at it hard. I was doing 60, 70 hours, you know, a week just to make 700 something dollars, you know. And these weren't even food. These were not even these weren't food delivery. Well, let me see. No, when I started doing Uber with people, I was putting in a lot of hours just to make that 700 something. And this was when the rates were not low like it was. I mean, it was low, but it wasn't, $2 a mile or nothing like that. But when I used to do people, it was like a lot of hours put in, a lot of miles put in a lot of wear and tear on my brand new Kia when I bought it. Now I didn't do Uber in 2013, but I had bought my car in 2012. It was a 2013 Kia, and I did this is going on 2 years that I've been doing this ride sharing gig. The end of the summer will be 2 years. In one month time, not 1 month, in almost 1 year's time, and this will be the second year that I've done when I do my taxes that I will be accounting for the 1099 income. I'm gonna read, see, I could write off my car and say, okay, you know what, this is what I spent, this is what I did, and this and that, or whatever, these amount of car payments I made, and take up the depreciation, write this thing as a business expense, Schedule C, and say, you know what, just chalk it up, and that's it. But I'm not going to be used. I'm not going to be disrespected. Now, it's different if they want to act up on the phone, if they want to talk to people all kind of ways on the phone, because, I'll hang up on you and move on. But I'm not going to go into the office where you sit on your lily white ass and be rude, disrespectful to me. Now, however, I'm going to no, I went into the Miss G. I went to the local office at Grubhub. Matthew knows who I am. Trust me, I've been in there 2 times, 3 times before over some BS. They had a birthday little thing they had at the office, and then they had a meeting where they wanted to know people's opinions about what was going on. I didn't go to that. I went there. I've been there before. Put my block on block restriction because I had dropped my block before it ended a few months ago, and I was like, I had an emergency, and they was like, okay, well we'll let you come and pick blocks again, like he was doing me a favor. So they was like trying to tell me, it showed that you was late, because I didn't do that many hours with Grubhub a few months ago, and if your average is higher for the region, they had like a 45-minute delivery time with Grubhub, and I only did Grubhub 2 days that week, and it took each of them over about an hour for me to deliver, and it flagged my account. And then he was like, okay, well, we see it was, you didn't work that many hours this week, so so I went in the office. So they know who I am. Every time you call Grubhub, your number pulls up. They know who you are. And like I said, you're not going to sit here and you're not going to sit here and tell me over, well, no, this is wrong. It's impossible. That didn't happen. And calling me a liar. So I went to the office. And when I checked my email, it's about we investigating for misconduct. You'll kiss my butt. What about that misconduct? I already sent them an email. I said, you know what? Terminate my contract. I'm not going to be bothered. And I'm going to show the video. I'm going to show the little discussion and the conversation and show it straight to the CEO of Grubhub himself. However the hell I'm going to get it, he's going to see that video. I don't care. If I went in the office and cursed you out, then they could have saved it. They could have saved save it. Save the email. I'm not bothered. I'm going to be bothered with them.
You chose that when you become turned on, you turn into Speedy Gonzalez.
Hey, Vicky, you back? How come it don't show nobody in the room? It shows 0.
Sorry, Stallion. Your weird friend Giraffe is here.
Hello, Penny. I just stopped by to bring you this gift.
Gummy bears? Thank you.
Now that you're in my debt,
Hey, Vicky, you back?
into releasing me from my commitment to attend her MC.
Now let me tell you about
Not a chance.
Nah, right. I thought the candy
Really? It don't show anybody watching.
These are Cooper coupons.
Well, that's good. So you doing a little Uber Eats?
This one is for
I just went home. You know, I went out. I was all out and about. I just went right on home. I'm looking at TV. I'm gonna eat my barbecue turkey wings that I made last night. It looks so good, y'all. Well, if he's here, he can kiss my butt. That's what he could do. Faggot ass. I don't care.
Come on, it's just a simple favor. When's the last time I asked you to do something for me?
They can go on here and lurk and do whatever.
When is the last time I asked you to do something that wasn't a medical emergency?
Yesterday, maybe look in your ears.
There's gonna be one curse. This is gonna be one curse out that I'm gonna be truly gonna wish that you look at. Hey, Sharky. I ain't seen you in a minute.
Good morning. Hello. I think you're really going to enjoy yourself today. Not only do you get to meet my relatives, but since my aunt's nursing home is catering the party, all of the food is incredibly soft, like a vacation for your teeth.
Who you cursing out? That damn driver specialist at Grubhub, Matthew.
Yeah. I decided to find a way that I could have this.
He's gonna come in here. I'm going to the office, and I'm telling you that run a scam, trying to tell me that. The only reason why, like I said, the only reason why I'm pissed off because they had a bonus and they were trying to mess with telling me I'm a liar.
Sheldon, my relatives are going to want to talk to you, and you're going to be sitting there playing a game? Isn't that a little rude?
What's the thing happening? Let me turn on the news, see what they talking about with the Grubhub shooting. Not Grubhub shooting, the YouTube shooting.
You know, if playing that game is more important to you than honoring your commitment to me, and you don't want me to
Yeah, it was YouTube headquarters.
be bringing somebody, then fine. Go home and play a game.
Let me turn on the CNN news, see what they saying.
I wouldn't mind a piece of birthday cake, provided the old gal candle blow is clean and dry.
Come on, why is it taking so long for me to get? Let me see. NFL, ESPN, Sports Center, CNN. Okay, let me go see CNN high definition.
But according to another administration official,
What's this?
Trump called Ford Monday night to express his support, telling him to keep his head up and keep fighting.
This president has shown tremendous.
They're not even talking about it. Trump called Purett to say we got your back even as the White House is looking into his housing situation. What housing situation?
He says
Who cares?
innovation. He also supported the president's withdrawal from the Paris Climate Accord. Continuing that deregulation trend today, Pruitt announcing the EPA will scale back vehicle emission standards.
Well, I don't look at that.
Deregulatory agenda, regulatory certainty,
But they're not going to talk about the shooting at
the auto sector, the
This is strange.
of auto manufacturing in this country. The president again is saying America is going to be put first, and we have nothing to be apologetic about.
Liars.
Launched an internal review into the allegations surrounding Pruitt. I spoke to one White House official who said the hope at the beginning of this week in the White House among officials was that they could get through this week without another staff shakeup of a senior official. But officials I've been speaking with say as more revelations come to light, Aaron, they don't think how we can survive this much longer. All right, thank you very much, Pamela. And
Man, I can't wait till they get. Ooh,
Radio Network's April Ryan. April,
I can't wait till they get Trump out of office. Oh God.
telling Pruitt, don't worry, I got your back. But when asked publicly if he supports Pruitt, you heard his Pam Steve quote, I hope he's going to be great. I don't know what exactly that is supposed to mean. But he's not just coming out and firing.
Wait a minute.
Despite this rising list of infractions.
What happened to where's the news thing at? Maybe they chose not to talk about it.
Double the amount of a ring for his wife. He spent $8 million on a diamond ring for his wife, and now he's suing over it because he claims he got ripped off by the jeweler. He's suing this guy in San Diego, claiming that this guy sold him an $8.1 million blue diamond ring, and he said these diamonds go up in value. It's a good investment, yada yada yada. And Drew Brees bought the ring. He went and got it appraised finally. He said it's only being appraised. The best offer he got for it was 3.75.
But whose fault is that? The jeweler doesn't have any duty to, like, say, oh, this is a bad deal for you.
Who buys somebody a 3.7 million diamond ring? Drew Brees,
Buy a ring from a guy who's selling it to you for
the quarterback for the Saints,
profit, and you're not going to check it out?
suing the jeweler.
A couple things I want to tell you that.
TMC.
Again, Rob Kardashian is furious at Black China after the whole Six Flags incident. He's getting his legal
So that did happen. Black China at the Six Flags.
but her violently swinging green stroller at a woman was the straw that broke the what have you. So he wants the court
Dang.
to outline exactly what China can and can't do when she has dreams.
Don't use the stroller as a weapon.
And maybe some other helpful tips, like don't let the kid play with the blender or drink antifreeze.
It's just crazy.
I can't say.